Hi, I'm Alicia Bodecker, and this is my second video discussion. I'm going to read the prompts. They're in front of me just because I will forget what they're saying, but I don't have anything else, just my laptop. 11, what did you think about Rachel's perspective on age? Do you agree that we are all the ages we've ever been? Rachel's perspective on age is the idea that we carry all of the years of our lives within us, and at certain times with specific situations they resurface. I do 100% agree that we are all the ages we've ever been because our childhood shapes who we are, and every year within our childhood we experience many different things. We go through so many different changes, such as when Rachel can't express herself about the sweater, so she feels like she's 3 and she's going to start bawling her eyes out because she just can't express herself about it. Why did Rachel get so upset? Rachel got so upset because of what I was just talking about. She felt that she was reverting back into a younger age where all she wanted to do was cry, because at her current age of 11, she was so young that people didn't see her as a, like, real person. She was just a child who could be talked over and not listened to. And so she felt like she didn't have a voice, and that made her very upset because that sweater was not hers, but she couldn't tell the teacher that. What moment in shooting an elephant stuck with you most, and why? The resentment that the Burmese people held for the white people or the officers, but the idea that the officers didn't want to lose that mask, and so he had to shoot the elephant solely so that he didn't look like a fool to all of these people. Because at the end of the day, he represents the British Empire, and he has to make sure that the structural idea that he's above the Burmese people remains constant. Even if they do resent him, he has to look good in front of them. Both stories show power and helplessness in different ways. A young girl versus an imperial officer. Which one did you connect to more? I definitely connected to Rachel, because I have been that girl, and that ties into did either story remind you of an experience from your own life? As a child, you're kind of told what to do, and you don't really have a voice of your own, in my personal experience at least. And I have had teachers in the past who did not care what we had to say. She just talked at us and told us what to do, especially substitute teachers. They just kind of think what they say goes, you know? And that saying about, like, children are meant to be seen and not heard, like, it's never about how they feel. And I feel like the change between 11 and 12 is such a huge jump, because at 12 you're finally a preteen, you know, like, you have a voice at this point. And I just feel like I have a specific experience. I tried to take a test that I needed to finish home one day. I had a sub, and it was already, like, put in the turn-in bin and everything, but I hadn't finished it. She just told me to put it in there, so I did. And I walked up to her desk and I asked her, and I was like, hey, I was told by my teacher I have a note that I could take this home, work on it at home. We already discussed it. I already figured it out. And she basically told me that what I was saying didn't matter and that I needed to do what she was telling me to do. So when she wasn't looking, I just took my paper and took it home, because at the end of the day, I knew I was right. I just didn't have a voice to argue with a grown woman at the ripe age of 11, you know? So I completely wholeheartedly understand Rachel, and I definitely connected to her more, and that is my original experience. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day.